Alright, there it is, the valve train. Very cool.
That's a nice fucking cam, dude. Oh my god. What's up? This is Milwaukee Motors.
Alright, so I'm about done for today. We got the valve covers off. We made some progress. Check it out. Alright, so we got both valve covers off. This side with the throttle body and this crazy harness is pretty hard to get off. Down here, I just need to get that AC compressor out, unbolt it, that one bolt, and then go ahead and remove this pulley here. And then once we do that, we'll be looking at a timing belt and water pump. So I did blow out the condenser with compressed air. I did the same with radiator, so they're a lot cleaner. Dante is going to go ahead and take the valve covers to work and go ahead and get them cleaned in the parts washer. And I took my ignition out all as like one piece, distributors, spark plug wires, and all. And I'm just going to rebuild it on the outside and then snake it back in just like I took it out. So I was a little worried about the alignment of the rotors, but they're actually notched to the cam sprocket, so there's really only one way it goes on, which is really good news. Alright, we are back. I'm sorry about the background noise. The neighbors across the street are having a bunch of work done. So there's a bunch of trucks and machines and shoveling of gravel. Anyway, so here we are, day 3. I've been working here for about an hour. So kind of like I talked about yesterday, getting this off was super difficult because we have the throttle body and this solid little harness protector in the way. So really difficult to get that off. There's a major piece that goes right here. So I think it wants you to take the AC compressor off to get that thing fully out. I didn't fully remove the AC compressor. I just managed to, there's 2 little brackets down there. So this bracket right there had to come out of the way just so that that whole thing can slide forward off that stud. So anyway, while I'm waiting for my friend Dante to bring the valve covers back and get those on, I'm going to prep these surfaces, including on that thermostat, and see if I can push forward to start getting ready to get the belt off and then maybe the water pump. Well, at least do the valve covers and spark plugs first before I do the timing belt. So this little number disintegrated. This takes air from the throttle body to the valve cover gasket. So this is completely destroyed. Gonna have to get a new one of those. One thing I gotta say is when the radiator's out, there's like a ton of room here. And usually when you're doing like jobs like this where you're hunched over, they usually kind of suck, but there's a lot of room to work here and it's really not that bad. There's just a lot you have to take off. So I'm lined up here. I'm at top dead center with the crank and my cam marks are looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead and oh, it's a 12. I'm gonna go ahead and release the tensioner. Release the tensioner. Of course, it's a pain in the ass. Alright, there's the old tensioner. Cool. that means the belt can come off, I think. So this is actually one of my favorite tools. So instead of like a roll-lock disc with like sandpaper or that wiry material, this is just a hard plastic. And so this is actually, they come in different hardnesses. This is for aluminum. Basically you use it like any other roll-lock disc, and you use it to clean up mating surfaces, and it's very gentle on the aluminum. So these are really cool. There will be a link in the description where you can find some. This mess is my spark plug wires, and we'll see if I can pull my idea off. So I just realized that some of these wires go from the distributor on one side to the opposite bank. Dante has returned with our valve covers. Look how nice they look. So these will probably go on tonight will be probably the last thing I do tonight. New gaskets on here are gonna feel real nice, huh? Alright, well, I got this valve cover on, which feels very good. So the belt is off.
It's bad.
It's a little bad.
It's really bad.
That was the one right there that was gonna send my car to the tow truck hook.
Yeah, put your shit on the fucking hook.
So as you can see, there is a little bit of what I suspect to be water pump leakage. So water pump was due. And crank seal definitely leaking. There's all kinds of icky. Cam seal definitely needed it. This one was leaking a lot more than this one. Alright, we are all the way down to as far as we are gonna go. I am only going to clean up, change 3 seals, install a water pump from here. Alright, here we are, day 45 or whatever. Today, got very simple objectives. I'm going to clean the mating surface, get the water pump on, and get that other valve cover off, and get each side where I took all the stuff around the valve cover off to get them out. Get all that sorted again. After that, I'm just waiting on my crank and cam seals, which I ordered from a Lexus dealer, and they should be here tomorrow. Well, I was politely moving this hose out of the way, and she snapped on me. Also, I've been feeling this. I've always looked at this and thought it looked a little weird, and I thought it was like thermal protection for it, but I'm feeling it's a repair that someone made. Dude. Luckily, it's one of the most pain in the ass vacuum lines on the car. These 2 lines go to the power steering pump. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of that is, but that's where they go, on the bottom of the pump. I'll be damned, dude. I just took the tape off. It's 100% broken. I may not be the first one to break this hose, but I will be the first one to repair it properly. Luckily, with all of this out of the way, it's very easy to get these clips off to do this hose real quick. Alright, we got a special package from China. I'm very interested to see how this is packed. If everything was packaged this tightly, there would be no problems in the world. Oh, and we got bulbs. Alright, last night, after a lot of struggling, we got this valve cover on, including all that wiring and stuff. The throttle body is all put back together. The water pump is installed. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean all of this off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and install my seals. So for those, I got genuine Lexus seals, 2 crank seals, genuine thermostat gasket, and then of course the crank seal. So my little tip for installing seals is go to Home Depot or your local hardware store, get some plastic pipes like this, and just bring the seal with you, and you can find something that's a perfect diameter for the outside of that seal, and that will help you install it. Alright, I'm going to try a secret method of seal removal. The idea is you thread 2 screws in to the seal, and then you use that to work it out. You know, if you're straight on the seal, you should be drilling through like metal or something hard that will hold the screw and the threads, and hopefully you'll avoid damaging your crankshaft or scratching any mating surface in there. And that went into the coolant. Alright, we got all 3 seals in. It's clean. We're going back on with the pulleys and other stuff. So I didn't actually end up using the pipe because my friend has a nice kit here, and it's got all of these different brass fittings that are about the size of a crank seal, and so you just kind of put them together as a little kit. Just get the length you need to get over the shaft that you're installing it on. And then it has this nice little cap that goes on the end, and then you put the bolt through this and just use the bolt and tighten this whole unit up, and it should just press on that seal nice and easily. So it works really well. I don't ever want to put in a seal without this kit again. So I am very obsessed with keeping everything very clean, especially the engine block and anything else itself. It's kind of a weird superstition of mine, but I believe that the less gunk and grime you have caked onto something, the easier that it will transfer heat away. So I feel like if you have an engine that's just absolutely coated in grime and stuff, it will actually help insulate and pack in the heat into the engine. And I'm not talking about just an absolutely significant amount, but it just makes me feel better, and it makes me feel like everything is running just that much better because it is clean. And so even stuff with like my crank pulley I like to keep clean, literally because it's less rotational mass, and it's just that much better. Which of course is an insignificant amount, but it's just like, that's just a weird quirk I have. Much nicer. Now our belt will feel like it's going onto a nice, clean little dude. Yeah. Yeah.